What's up, my honey buns? I'm back with another video. Today we're gonna be doing a story time about how I found out I was pregnant. Yeah, don't want to miss it. Stay tuned for the video. Alright, so we're gonna start out by saying I'm a person that when I get sick I self-diagnose, because I know my body. I pay attention to my body. That's just me. I keep up with Mother Nature. That is just me. I don't know if every woman like that. Every woman is like that. But talking about me, I'm like that. So this, it wasn't a surprise, but it was a surprise. So I'm gonna start off. Okay, I found out I was pregnant in March. So like mid-March towards, I would say like the March 15th. That whole week I had been feeling horrible. It came on like a regular common cold, coughing, headaches, hot flashes, the regular for me, with a common cold. So didn't think none of it. I was just like, I got a cold, it'll go away. Take a little, a little night quit here and there. Or I might not take nothing, but I didn't take anything for this particular cold. Well, I thought it was cold. So as I said, I self-diagnosed my nose myself that I had a cold. Thought it was gonna just run its course and it was gonna be over with. The next week comes and I'm still sick, but I'm sicker. Which meaning sicker is, for me, is nausea. I don't get nausea very often unless I don't eat. I have a bad habit of forgetting to eat. So I was eating, but I was getting sicker eating. So I had, of course, slowed down. So I would only eat like once a day, and even that one time a day would make me very nauseated. So the morning I would get up and I would be brushing my teeth to go to work, and I would gag to throw up, but nothing besides the fluid in my stomach would come out. No food or nothing, because of course I wasn't eating as much. So one Monday morning, get up, that situation happened, brush my teeth, threw up the stomach fluid, and my boyfriend was like, no, there's something else wrong. You've been sick for a little bit too long. I need you to go get seen. So I was like, I'm not going to take myself to the hospital, run up a high bill when I think it's just a common cold. I go to this Pri-Med, as we call it. I don't know if every, city, state has a Pri-Med, but I went to Pri-Med. So I get in there, tell the doctor what's wrong. He was like, okay, well, we're going to draw some blood and we need some urine. So I was like, okay, that's the normal for me when I go to the doctor. They draw blood, took my urine. A few minutes later, he came back and he was like, well, I can tell you, Miss Webster, you're not pregnant. I think you just got the stomach flu or a stomach virus. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Stomach, nausea, vomiting, it makes sense. So I leave there, of course, with prescriptions, and I fill those, start taking those. It made me even worse. Like, I was getting up every morning trying to go to work. I was so exhausted. In the back of my mind, I thought, okay, maybe I could be pregnant, but with the precautions that me and my boyfriend was taking at the time, I never thought that me would be pregnant. So I told him how I was feeling about the medicine, that by me taking it made me feel even worse. So he was like, okay, just stop taking them and maybe you'll get better on your own, which I thought from the beginning anyways. The following, after I stopped taking the medicine, I went back to my original symptoms, which were still the vomiting, but less of it. So get to work and I'm feeling horrible. I talked to him on my break and I was just like, something is wrong. And he goes and say, maybe you should take a pregnancy test. I was like, nah, I really don't think I'm pregnant, but I am waiting on my period to come on. It normally comes on at the end of the month. And again, I was waiting on it. So something told me take myself to the dollar store on lunch break. So I get to the dollar store and I take a deep breath. I was like, if I'm pregnant, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be fine. But in the back of my mind, I was totally scared. This is 100% fear inside of me. So I go in the store, I buy the little pregnancy test, the dollar store pregnancy test, and I go home, which my apartment was just like right down the street. I go home, I get up the stairs, I pee, and I'm, of course, doing the feminine thing and re-buckling my clothes and stuff. So buckling my pants, and I so happy to look up at the pregnancy test on the counter, and there are 2 lines, clear as day. They're red, like bright like my hair red. So I'm like, okay, this might not be true. This is the doctor's pregnancy test. You need to go and find another way to get this pregnancy test and see if it's true. So there's this place called Coke. I don't know if every city state has one, but Montgomery, Alabama does. So I get in my car. First of all, I get in my car, call my job, let them know I'm not coming back to work. I got an emergency. So I get in my car and I go to Coke. I get in there, sign the paperwork, and about 3 minutes later, the lady called and she was like, Miss Webster, come on to the back. So I get called to the back. She asked me a couple questions like, when was my last cycle? And this day, it's March 28th now. So it is towards the end of the month and my period still hasn't came. So she was like, Mrs. Webster, when is your last period? The questions that a doctor normally asks you. I tell her, and she was like, okay, well, let's get you tested. Go in the bathroom with one of their pregnancy tests and pee on it. Those lines, again, showed up clear as day. So she was like, well, Miss Webster, you are pregnant, and approximately from your last period, it is yours. I think she said 6.5 weeks pregnant. And I was like, what? Like, you serious? Like, you talking to me? I'm 6.5 weeks pregnant. So I was so in denial. She's so happy to ask me because after you get a positive pregnancy test, they end up giving you either gloves or mittens, hats, or booties for whatever gender you want. She was like, well, Miss Webster, what gender you want? And I was just like, baby, I haven't even thought that far. I'm still in the denial stage. She was like, well, we're gonna give you some boy stuff. So I get in my car. I sit in my car. I called my stepmom. I know y'all probably like, why do you call your mom? Why you call your mom? Because me and my mom had already had a discussion about this. She didn't want no grandkids at her age, and I just didn't want to hear the negativity at the point of time. So I called my stepmom. She was like, I knew you were pregnant by all the symptoms you were having. And I was just so in denial. I was in denial. So after I got on the phone with her, I was like, okay, my boyfriend at work, I can't call him, but I know he got a break coming up. By the time I make it on the next side of town to his job, he'll be coming out for break. So I'm doing about 80 on the interstate to get to his job. By the time I did get there, I think I had less than 5 minutes to prepare myself to tell him that I was pregnant. So I see him coming out. He sat in the car. He didn't say anything. I was like, so, I have some news for you. And he was like, news? What do you mean news? I was like, I got some news for you. It was news for me too, but I got some news for you. So he was like, what's the news? So they gave me a piece of paper with my name, positive pregnancy test, how far along I was, the due date, everything, and also that little hat. I laid all of it on his lap while he was sitting in the car, and he was like, are you serious? I was like, I'm dead serious. And he was so happy. I was still in shock, but he was so happy. I was just like, okay, it was not the reaction I was expecting, but I was glad that he was happy. After telling my sister, my dad, my stepmom, I was like, I'm just not gonna tell my mom until my first doctor's appointment. So I go, of course, I go home. My boyfriend, at still about 2 hours at work. So I go home and I still talk to my dad about the situation. She was like, don't tell your mom. You already know how negative she's going to be. Just wait until you're out of your first trimester to tell her. So I had agreed with that. I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't want to, lose this baby. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. That night I had a dream of the Pacific situation. Me finding out that I was pregnant and I wanted to tell my mom. In the dream, I told my mom and she was happy. So that when I woke up, I was like, okay, my dream said she was happy. So maybe she'll be happy in real life. So I called her and I was like, Mom, I want to tell you something. She was like, wait. And I was like, oh gosh, she's not in a good mood. Because anytime she say what, she's not in a good mood. So I was like, well, I went to the doctor and... Well, remember I told you I went to Cope. They said I wasn't pregnant, but I went, I took a pregnancy test. It was positive, and then I went to Cope, and it was positive as well. So I'm pregnant. She was like, "Okay, congratulations, Mercury Keisha Webster." Like she said it in such a sarcastic way. I was like, I should never told her. I should just kept it to myself. I was so in shock of her reaction, pretty much. And then she was like, all right, well, I'll talk to you later. I was like, okay, Mom. Then she calls me right back. She was like, you gotta tell your grandma. I was like, no, I don't. That's your mama, not mine. And she was like, I'm not the one who's pregnant. So I was like, well, call her on three-way, and I could tell her, like, we all on the phone. So she called her. I told my grandma. She was like, okay, congratulations. And then she asked me what Easter was coming up. She was like, is you coming to my house for Easter? I was like, yes, ma'am. So that ended that conversation. So moral of the story is I was in total denial about my pregnancy, and there is more to come. I will be telling you guys about my labor and delivery vlog will be coming up. It'll be a story time as well because I didn't get any footage that day. Alright, you guys, that concludes the how I found I was pregnant. There will be a labor and delivery story time coming up. Hopefully I can get my fiance in the video. If I can't, then I'll tell the story by myself. But I would love you guys like, comment, subscribe, and also turn on your post notifications because as I stated, there will be more videos dropping. Just stay tuned. Peace.